We've all seen those $50 off-brand amplifiers at Walmart, and our initial thought is always garbage. What if those Wally World amplifiers actually are worth a serious look? For example, the Blaupunkt AMP1500M seems like it would be a bust, given the weird name and the incredibly creative model number. Hey, what should we call this amplifier? How about AMP? Genius! Out of curiosity, we got this Blaupunkt in to test for ourselves, and guys, Lorenzo and I were not expecting the results that we got. The Blaupunkt AMP1500M is a Class D monoblock amplifier with a simple design and decent performance for a price tag of only $50. Blaupunkt rates this amplifier as 120 watts RMS by one channel at 4 ohms and 200 watts RMS by one channel at 2 ohms. We recently did a video on the Boss R6002 that didn't come close to its rated specs. So let's see if this Blaupunkt is all talk or not. But even if it does hit, why put 1500 anywhere on the box? I don't get these manufacturers, man. Let's take a peek under the hood first. And I have to say, not bad, Blaupunkt. You can see a decent power supply going on, and I've seen worse. The first test we ran was single channel driven at 4 ohms, 40 Hertz, 14.5 volts. Blaupunkt rates it at 120 watts here. We got a clean waveform using our phonic PAAX as a tone generator at -6 dB. 106 watts RMS of output on the SMD, 21.73 volts of output on the Lumi while drawing 12.66 amps of current, and 118.8 watts RMS of output on our HP8903B audio analyzer with 0.866% distortion. Going up to -5 dB, we got 136 watts RMS with 5.36% distortion. Next, we went to 2 ohms, 40 Hertz, 14.41 volts. Blaupunkt rates it 200 watts here. We got a clean waveform at -7 dB. 170 watts RMS of output on the SMD, 19.17 volts of output on the Lumi, while drawing 22.06 amps of current, and 185.5 watts RMS of output on our HP, with 0.98% distortion. Going up to -6 dB, we got 212.4 watts RMS with 5.53% distortion. Our final test was on frequency response, which it nailed. It only started to dip after 20,000 Hertz, which is expected. Our assessment: if you're on a budget and don't need anything too powerful, get this amplifier. If we use the average RMS of the SMD and HP analyzer, at 4 ohms, we're getting 112 watts, and at 2 ohms, we're getting 178 watts. To use our cost per watt analogy, this Blaupunkt is getting you 2.24 watts per dollar at 4 ohms and 3.56 watts per dollar at 2 ohms. To put that into perspective, the similarly rated Rockford Fosgate R250X1 costs $170 and is giving you 0.8 watts per $1 at 4 ohms and 1.4 watts per dollar at 2 ohms. This isn't a bad looking amplifier either. The logo and fonts are a little boring, but the overall design is sleek. Out of the box, you get a product review offer, a very simple yet detailed manual, speaker high-level harness, remote bass control extension and knob, hardware, a 30 amp fuse, and the monoblock amplifier. If your stereo does not have RCA preamp outputs like most factory stereos, use the high-level input harness to connect to the speaker level outputs on your stereo's harness. You can also use a line output converter. If your stereo does have RCA preamp outputs, simply connect them to the low-level RCA inputs on the amplifier. The amplifier features gain control, high-pass and low-pass filters, 0 to +18 dB bass EQ, and the remote bass control input. Feel free to use this amplifier to power 2 subwoofers or 2 speakers. Simply bridge them onto the speaker terminals. Each driver will get half the RMS or the output. We recommend 8-gauge power and ground leads. Check out our amplifier installation kits online, link in the bio. Again, this isn't the most powerful amplifier out there, but since it's so cheap, you could theoretically use two and have a dual monoblock system. Be sure to go to qualitymobilevideo.com to get all of your car audio and video gear with us today. Links for everything in the amplifier in the bio below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that like button, but if you hated it, click the dislike button. Join the conversation below and subscribe to our channel if you're new. Thanks for watching.